Please follow me on Twitter at TNAFanSR and like the Facebook wrestling page, which is Wrestling News Talk. So this is going to be a review about the Ohio Valley Wrestling OVW episode 720 review. I messed that up, but you get the point, right? So basically, we start the show off with the commentators talking about SNS, which is the Saturday night special. The pay-per-view of OVW. They do the pay-per-views on Saturday nights every single month. And the commentators talk about how Jamin Olivencia is still the world champion and how he beat Jessie Godderz. And then they tell that on the Saturday night special of July, Jamin Olivencia will face Rob Terry. And I think this will be a good match. I can predict it because Jamin Olivencia, he's a great wrestler, and we all know about Rob Terry. He's a beast, so it's going to be a good match next month. Then Michael Hayes and Muhammad Ali come out, and Michael Hayes and Muhammad Ali had a match with Crimson and Jason Wayne, who are the generals, and they lead a wrestling group called the Coalition, which is a group of army men, and Jason Wayne and Crimson are the leaders because they were like real life generals, not really generals, but fighters in U.S. Army, so they are the generals of the Coalition. Okay, let's talk about the match. This was just for your information. You might not know a lot about OVW, so I'm just telling you guys. So Muhammad Ali and Michael Hayes come out. They say that we won the battle at Saturday Night Special, but then the generals couldn't get the job done. Jason Wayne and Crimson could not get the job done. That's why they attacked us after the match, so they need the explanation. So they call out Crimson and Jason Wayne, but Crimson is the only one who comes out and says that Muhammad Ali and Michael Hayes, you were the ones who attacked us first. But then Muhammad Ali shows the footage of the Saturday Night Special where the Coalition attacks Ali and Hayes first. But Crimson, being a heel, he says whatever, just stop it. And then he tells everybody that Jason Wayne is in the hospital just because of Muhammad Ali's and Michael Hayes' attack on the Saturday Night Special. So then there's just arguing and stuff about this, and then Michael Hayes challenges Crimson for a match later tonight, and Crimson accepts the challenge, so we'll see that match later tonight, Michael Hayes versus Crimson. Then we go on to the first match of the night, Dylan Bostic versus Rudy Switchblade, and this is a back and forth match, there were really good reversals and stuff, and I forgot to tell you about this, but before this match, Jessie Godderz is on the phone backstage, and he's talking to, I guess, the GM of OVW, and Jessie Godderz is told that he will not be on TV tonight, and there is no match for him or anything, so we will not see Jessie Godderz for the whole night. Then we go on to Dylan Bostic versus Rudy Switchblade. As I said, it was a really a back and forth match, and there were good reversals in there, and the ending of the match was really good. It was like I'm not really good with the wrestling moves and stuff, the signature moves, the simple moves, the submission moves, and everything. But what he basically did was Dylan Bostic was on the top rope and he jumped, and Rudy Switchblade hit Dylan Bostic with an RKO. I know it said RKO is just the name that Randy has given to it, but I don't know the real name of the move. You get my point, right? And this was just like how Randy hit Evan Bourne with it. Remember when Evan Bourne dived? I think he did the 450 splash, and Randy RKO'd him and won the match. It's great to see this when a wrestler dives and then he gets hit by the signature or the finishing move. And that's how Rudy Switchblade won. He hit him with that RKO. 1, 2, 3. Rudy Switchblade wins the match. Then we've got backstage Mickie, I guess that's her name. I'm not sure if that's her original name, and I hate it because I want you guys to know more about these wrestlers because they're working their butt off to make it to the big leagues. But for some reason, I don't know her name. I checked in the roster. She's not in the roster. I guess her name is Mickie. Mickie and Taeler Hendrix are backstage, and they are the heels, and they're talking about how Saturday Night Special, how Trina Thompson beat Taeler Hendrix to become the new OVW Women's Champion. So Mickie just they're talking about how they can get Heidi Lovelace into this. Heidi Lovelace is a big baby face. Everybody loves her in the company, and I mean the fans and everybody, and I love her too. She's a great talent. I love heels too, obviously, because they work their butt off. As I said, Taeler Hendrix is a great wrestler too. But what we've got is Mickie James. Mickie. I don't know her last name. I'm sorry. I wanted to know her last name. I want you people to know about these wrestlers. So Mickie basically tells Taeler that Heidi's coming here. So now she starts crying. Taeler Hendrix, just being a heel and pretending to be a good friend of Heidi Lovelace. Taeler says that Trina hurt my feelings by beating her for the OVW Women's Championship and everything. So Heidi says, "Don't worry, I'll beat Trina tonight, and I'll be in a match with Trina, and I'll take your revenge and everything." So they just got off there, and then there's the ad and everything, and then we've got Jamin Olivencia, the OVW World Heavyweight Champion, who comes out, and this guy cuts a great promo here. I love watching this guy. He has great in-ring performance. He has great he has the looks. He has a perfect body. Like, he's a jacked up guy, and then he is great on the mic too. The only reason I think TNA is not signing him is just because they want to make OVW look good. Because if they take 4 or 5 good guys out of OVW and put them on TNA, OVW will look crap. They don't need that. They want both OVW and TNA to look good. That's the only reason I think Jamin Olivencia is not being signed by TNA. So basically what I was saying was that Jamin Olivencia comes out and cuts a great promo. He talks about how Jessie Godderz tried to cheat against him at the Saturday Night Special, but he still beat him, and he's still the World Heavyweight Champion. And then he talks about how he beat the best in the world, Doug Williams. That's what he says, best in the world, Doug Williams. And he talks about how Doug Williams wanted rematches, and Jamin Olivencia kept on beating Doug Williams, and he's still the World Heavyweight Champion. He puts Rob Terry, his next opponent, at Saturday Night Special in July. To be more specific, July 6th. You can go to ovwrestling.com for more details on that. He puts Rob Terry over by calling him an animal, a beast, and that he's 6 feet 5 inches tall, and he's a strong man, and he's the former World Heavyweight Champion. But he says, "Rob Terry, you want to come at me? Well, good, because I'm coming at you." And then he says that he's not afraid of Rob Terry, and Rob Terry has to climb the mountain, but Jamin Olivencia is the world champion. There is no mountain in front of him. He is at the top of the mountain. He talks about this. And then we've got backstage Randy Royal talking to his best friend Tony Gunn. Randy says, "Tony, you really want to have a title match against me tonight?" Randy Royal is the TV champion. Tony Gunn is Randy Royal's best friend. And Randy asks, "Tony, you really want to face me for the TV title tonight?" And the current TV champion, whoever the TV champion is, if he wins a match, he gets $1,000. I don't know if it's the kayfabe part of this or maybe it's real, but he gets $1,000. And Tony Gunn basically says, Randy Royal, let me tell you this. This is non-kayfabe. This is real life. Randy Royal got a heart attack and he almost died. But he came back. He is still a pro wrestler and he's still fighting. He fight against heart attack and he's fighting against opponents in Ohio Valley Wrestling. I respect this guy a lot. And he has to pay his doctor's bills and stuff. So Tony Gunn says, I'm just doing this because I want you to pay the doctor's bills and stuff. So if he wins, if Randy Royal wins, he gets $1,000 and then he can pay his bills and stuff. So then the next match we get is Trina Thompson versus Heidi Lovelace, and this match was really short, like maybe a minute or two long, and I'll tell you why. First of all, at the start of the match, They're in two corners, Trina Thompson and Heidi Lovelace. And out of nowhere, Heidi Lovelace hits a great spear, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was such a good spear, but then there's punches and stuff, just basic moves, and Trina is actually, I think she has Heidi in a submission move, and then Taeler and Mickie, I guess that's her name, come out of nowhere and attack Trina Thompson, and Heidi Lovelace gets disqualified, so Trina Thompson wins the match, and Taeler and Mickie pretend as if they were trying to save Heidi Lovelace. But the real thing is that these two heels, Taeler Hendrix and Mickie, they just want Heidi Lovelace to lose the matches, and they just want to make her look bad. Then we have backstage Danny Davis. I think he is the GM or a referee. I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about OVW, but I will if I keep on watching these episodes, and you can watch these episodes on ovwrestling.com. Please go there. You can watch the latest episodes. They upload the episodes every Thursday, and you can have news about Saturday night specials and stuff. So basically, Danny Davis tells that in tonight's match, where Crimson will face Michael Hayes, Coalition's members, I think they have 6 or 5 guys in the Coalition, including Jason Wayne, will not be out there. They will not come out there. They cannot be at ringside, and they cannot interrupt in the match. And that's what he says. And then we go on to the Jay Bradley and Ryan Howe match. I like Jay Bradley. His work in TNA. His gut check promo was awesome. Even this Sunday night when he beat Sam Shaw, and it was a good match. And then Ryan Howe versus Jay Bradley here at OVW, and basically at the start of the match, Ryan Howe has most of the beatings and stuff, like he's beating Jay Bradley up, but then suddenly Bradley gains momentum, and then he starts attacking Ryan Howe, and then it's Bradley, because he's just keeps on beating the crap out of Ryan Howe, and then at the end of the match, he hits Ryan Howe with a boomstick, and there you go, Jay Bradley wins the match. And this is what Jay Bradley says. He cuts a promo, he takes the mic and cuts a promo. A good promo again, I like listening to this guy. He says, I beat Sam Shaw on pay-per-view, and I am in the Bound for Glory series, and I just beat the number 3 contender for the OVW World Heavyweight Championship. What I mean by that is that he's, it's self-explanatory. He is the 3rd guy, it's just kind of like the Bound for Glory series, but he's at number 3, Ryan Howe, and he says that he beat Ryan Howe and Jamin Olivencia. I'm coming for your title. Before I go to TNA, I just want to mark, just have a last, mark of Jay Bradley here in OVW, and I'm coming for your title, Jamin Olivencia, and you better be ready for the match and stuff. He just talks about it. And then we have Tony Gunn versus Randy Royal for the TV title, and again, this is a back and forth match, and there are a lot of body slams, and I like this match a lot. These are two guys that are experienced, they know a lot about this business, and the slams were really good, and I like seeing wrestling moves and stuff. But then during the match, Randy Royal, as I told you, he got a real life heart attack. He just falls down, and he in the corner, he's just lying on the ropes and stuff, and he's holding his heart, but he has his hand on his chest and everything, and the commentators did a really good job. Let me mention their names again: Dean Hill, Michael Titus, Gilbert Corsey or Corsey. They did a great job here, making it look real, and they talk about how serious this is, and then the referee is concerned. The ref and Tony Gunn, which is Randy Royal's best friend, they turn around and they're looking for, they want the medical officers or, the doctors to come out, but then Randy Royal gets up and, then he goes for the roll-up pin on Tony Gunn. 1, 2, 3, Randy Royal wins the match, still your TV champion, gets $1,000, and then Tony Gunn is kind of pissed off after the match, but then they cut off from that. There's the ads and stuff, and then when we come back from the ads, the commentators talk about the meet and greets that you can do with the OVW wrestlers. And you know, I didn't listen much to it because those are in America and I live in Canada. So, but if you want to know more about that, you can go to ovwrestling.com again for all the details related to Ohio Valley Wrestling and to its wrestlers. Then we've got Crimson versus Michael Hayes, the main event of the main event of the night. So, in this match, you know, before the match starts, Crimson says if the Coalition cannot be here, then Michael Hayes' friend Muhammad Ali cannot be at ringside too. So the ref has to send Muhammad Ali backstage so the match could start. And the match starts with Crimson beating the shit out of Michael Hayes for a long time, for like 4 minutes or something, or maybe 3. I might be over, you know, exaggerating or stuff. I didn't really look at the time, but he was beating him a lot. And then Michael Hayes pushed Crimson and he hit the ref, and you know, just what refs do. He got injured, or you know, just a kayfabe injury or like in character injury, and he is not looking at the wrestlers now. He's not looking at Crimson or Michael Hayes, and he's just down holding his leg because he's hurt. And Michael Hayes goes for the roll up on Crimson, and out of nowhere, Jason Wayne comes from backstage and reverses the roll up, and now Crimson is on Michael Hayes, and the referee's still not looking at the wrestlers. And then Muhammad Ali comes, and then he reverses the roll up again, and now Michael Hayes is back on Crimson, and the ref looks back. 1, 2, 3. Michael Hayes wins your match. And I want to tell you one thing before I end this video. Michael Hayes is a one-legged wrestler, not like Zach Govan. He actually has a you know, a plastic, or not really a plastic, like a mechanical leg. It's so hard to wrestle, but this guy has done a great job, and it's great to see these guys working their butt off just to make it to the big leagues. And I respect Jason Wayne a lot. And at the end of the match, Muhammad Ali basically takes the mic and tells Crimson and Jason Wayne, the generals of the Coalition, that at Saturday Night Special in July, we will face you for the Southern Tag Team Championships, because Crimson and Jason Wayne are the current Southern Tag Team Champions. This is an hour-long show, and I loved it a lot. And I'd like you to go watch the show. Once again, I know I'm repeating it again and again, but I really want you to go to ovwrestling.com and watch this. Follow me on Twitter at TNAFanSR, and like the Facebook wrestling page. We talk about Ohio Valley Wrestling there. We talk about WWE, TNA, ROH, Indie Wrestling, PWG, all kinds of wrestling news talk on Facebook. Thank you.